And going over the next piece here, we're looking at what happens when we have costs transferred in from another department. So we're going to go back to our first example and look at what it looks like when we have units being transferred from another department. So we have 14,000 units to start off with. And we have, that's the WIP, we have 0% complete in here. We have a transfer in of 100% complete units of 34,250. And we have a conversion here 50% complete. So we're gonna, that's our sort of labor labor overhead. And so the beginning WIP is 41,250. We have a transfer in of units, 44,000 units that are being transferred in, and 50,000 units complete that are going to get transferred out. We have a WIP, ending WIP of 8,000 units, and then it gives us the percentages. Can't quite see here, so I'll show you in the slide what is the final WIP. Okay, so cost added in June and cost transferred in during June in two different cost methods. Alright, so just starting looking at the physical units, we have a beginning WIP of 14,000, transfer in of 44,000, then we have completed and transferred out 50,000, ending WIP 8,000. Looking at our 100% completion here, 50,000, and ending WIP, we see that material was 100% complete. Or let's see, actually I think material was 0% complete. Sorry about that. So material was 0% complete. That's why we have 0 here. And we have 50% of the conversion for the WIP and 100% for the transferred out units are complete. So moving on, we can see the way we calculate our cost per equivalent unit is we just take the cost added divided by the equivalent units, and this is going to be all related to the units we just computed. And then cost assigned to units transferred, we're going to have 50,000 that got transferred out per each price. So that way we have our answers here using each specific price that we came up with in step 4. So now proceeding with step 5, we have the WIP cost ending is the equivalent units again times the price. So we have the equivalent units we computed in the prior slide times each of the prices. So looking now at the journal entries, we can see how this works out. With a WIP inventory molding department, we're putting 44,000. And let's see where that comes from. 44,000. Let's see here. We're going to go back. And 44,000 units. So let's see here. That translates to 44,000 and 25,000. Total charge to inventory was 69. This is to record material costs added during June. Okay, and this is to record direct labor costs incurred during June. So we're just splitting it up by department and charging it over to payroll. And this is to record the application of factory overhead to departments. So we're just splitting it between the departments and allocating it to the actual account. And this is to record the weighted average method of cost of goods sold. And this is the finished goods inventory. I'll go more over the journal entries themselves with you when we go over the assignment. Right now I just want to focus more on how to translate this chart in step 1 and 2, where you have your units, to when you're computing your costs. Because once you have your total cost, you just divide it by unit to get the equivalent unit price. Then you multiply the equivalent unit price times the transferred out units and the WIP, remaining units in WIP. So with that, I'm going to wrap this one up.